Hello, I am back for my second video, and this one is the 5 reasons why I'm going to RV. So I'm gonna say them from the top reason, like the number 1 reason, all the way down to like this matters but is not like a main reason, okay? So the first one is, and I will be making videos about this later, but basically that I have been chronically ill for many years with post-traumatic stress, depression, anxiety, back problems, feet problems, women problems, like you name it, okay? Fibromyalgia, fatigue, all that stuff. Migraines that put me in bed for 3 to 5 days. Some stuff is pretty serious. But what happened was 3.5 years ago, I had an adverse event from coming off of a medication, and it almost killed me. And like I said, I'll be making more videos about that in the future, but basically I just came very close to dying, and I don't know, for many months I literally was like hanging on by a thread, and like kind of realized like how short a time we have here, and how things can change overnight, and how you can be healthy one day, you know, like me, I used to work out and stuff, and I had just been like getting my health back when this happened. So you can go from, you know, lifting weights to can't even get out of bed like overnight. And I just feel like I can't waste any more time. So, but also with that, because I was sick for so long, like I did not get to experience life like other people. You know, I think I was like, what is it? Let me think. I think I was pretty agoraphobic for about 22 months. The only thing I did was like go to one or 2 classes a week, or 3 classes a week at school, and doctor's appointments, the grocery store, and then back home. And I started doing an internship, but I picked an internship on purpose that I didn't have to like be around other people, and I kept the door closed and the lights off, and I just worked to myself. So like a lot of people might have seen what they think, who they thought I was on Facebook, but that's not really what real life is like. So I'm gonna try to be real on YouTube through this process, so that you can see like what is really going on, you know. But basically I just need to live, you know. And part of my story, which I'll do another video about, is that I was very much invested in my life as a patient. Like I had post-traumatic stress. It caused me to, you know, like not be able to do certain things or connect to people, like you name it. But like for very long time, I would say from 2004 until 2017, my life revolved around doctor's appointments and telling people what my symptoms were and how sick I was, and then them giving me a medication for that. And that like did something to me. Like that was my identity. Like what was wrong with me? They would tell me what was wrong with me. I would get diagnoses. I would be sick. And yes, like my symptoms are real. Like I still have stuff, you know, but like it was who I was, you know what I'm saying? And I could not think outside of that. So I really, more than anything, the top reason is I just need space and time to process like kind of what happened to me. Who am I now? Who am I after that happened to me? And I just have this need for space and freedom and just solitude, if that makes sense. So basically this has been like a really rough process, and I just am ready to get away and have some space and to figure things out again. So the number 2 reason is that I finished a long chapter of my life also, along with trusting medical professionals with your life. Like I'm not doing that anymore. The second chapter that is closing is college. And basically my story about going back to college was I was extremely disabled, like was not leaving my house for 4 years. Okay. This is back in like 2009. And I begged the VA to let me go back to school, which is the Department of Veteran Affairs. I am a military veteran. I asked them, you know, let me just take 1 class. And they were basically like, my doctor said no. So they put me in another program for 18 months where I had to like do independent living. And I had to like, you know, go to support groups, and had to like, they bought me like a mattress and like bars for my house so that I wouldn't fall in the shower, like all kinds of stuff like that. They made me do that program first. Then they let me go back to school, but I was only allowed to go to 2 classes at a time. I should say my doctors and my ability like was so low, I could only go to 2 classes. It took me years to finish my bachelor's degree, and I did not take a break. I went all through the summer, and like that was not easy. Okay, I had to get tutors. I had to study like probably twice as much as my counterparts. I had to hire people to like help me clean the house and make my meals. Like it was ridiculous. Like most people would have quit. I had zero energy to cook. I'd have to, like, especially these last 2 years were absolutely excruciating. I had tutors. Like my studying, my cognitive problems, like I can't even explain it. After that adverse drug event, I like could not think. I had to teach myself how to read again. I have extreme vision problems that I had to go to physical therapy for, and I still, like, my eyes don't even work together. So when I read, I get really agitated. I have to like close one eye to read, and then the other eye gets tired, and I have to, and I have to take a break. Anyway, it's been absolutely a freaking nightmare. So I'm exhausted, honestly. So school is over. I'm almost done with like my internship hours right now. I'll have my degree in August. So it's just the end of that chapter, and I'm watching all my friends like get jobs and go work 40 hours a week, and like that is not in the realm of my ability right now. Like I have multiple disabilities that the world views as disabilities, whatever you want to call it, and it's like impossible for me to hardly function as I was. Like I'm surprised I did not like end up in a hospital from what I just went through. I just had to take it one day at a time, and one test at a time, and one paper at a time, and work my butt off just to do the bare minimum. So that's over. So this is the end of a chapter, and I don't know what the next chapter is. So along with space, I need to go process and try to figure it out. Like who am I? That'll be another video. Me talking about social work school. Like, what was that like? It wasn't what I thought it was. Honestly, it was kind of traumatizing because I was, like I said, a patient in the system and had all these things happening, So it was kind of, I don't know, disappointing, I guess is the word. So that's the end of this chapter, and I need a new one. The third reason I am RVing full time is I'm in a film called Medicating Normal, and it's coming out pretty soon. They're going to do film screenings first, like in the festivals and private screenings, and then it will be available for public. But it's a story about 4 people. I'm one of the people that were medicated, treated normally through the mental health care system, and in each of our own way was harmed by that system. So part of RVing will be that I'm mobile and I'm able to attend more of the screenings and maybe help with the question and answer sessions afterwards, because I'm still healing from that adverse event, This will also bring awareness, I hope, that like through my YouTube channel, I will do videos on certain subjects and hope to get, more awareness and different ways of viewing suffering or symptoms or different ways to cope with those things. So that will be awesome too. I also kind of want to write. I just need to write about like what happened and just get things out of my head and, like I said, process things. So that's the number 3 reason. The number 4 reason is probably because I can. Meaning my lease is ending on December 7th, and they are raising all of our rent $300, and I am not about to pay like $1,200 to $1,300 for a 1-bedroom apartment. I'm just not going to do it. I don't really, I've also felt kind of restless, like I need to get out of St. Louis. Like I don't want to be here right now. I just need some room. So like it's kind of perfect timing. Also, I don't have a partner. I don't have children. I don't have anything weighing me down. It also feels like it's now or never. Like you either do this now or you're going to get stuck doing something else that you don't want to do, or you're just going to be, healing alone by yourself in this house, and like that doesn't sound like fun. Also, I do have like fears around that. So in the spirit of because I can, I have a bunch of fears of like, I've been agoraphobic like probably 7 years of my life, the last 15 years. So like I'm pretty terrified of like leaving a couple hour radius, and I'll fly to certain cities, but like not even flying is a nightmare. But I'm just scared of things. Like I'm scared of what happens if I get a blowout, what happens if I get stranded. But like part of me is like, because you're scared, that's why you have to do it. Like you have to pick courage in this situation and just go with it. And just like trust that it's going to be okay. And like a whole bunch of other people do it. And really, I regret if I don't do it. And last week I had the thought like, what if I just don't do it? Like, what if I just say, forget it, delete the YouTube channel, delete any announcement I put on my Facebook? And I just thought, no, I'm doing this. There's just no way. So it's like this rope is like pulling me to do it. So I have to do it. And the last reason, number 5, is that I kind of always been a nomad. And what that means is, like, when I was in, you can hear Joe drinking water. We'll introduce him too. But anyway, when I was younger, as a kid, I think I was 8 years old, and I like tried to apply to boarding school because I've already, like, from being little, like, was like, I'm ready to get out of here, you know? So like, I've always kind of been like that. I think I was in about, I don't even know, 8 schools, like between elementary, middle, and high school. I was all over St. Louis going to different schools. I went to private school, public school, magnet school, you name it. Then I joined the military, and I was gone for 7 years, and then I got married, and I was gone for 3 more years. So like, I was gone for 10 years, and we moved all over the place. I've lived in Germany, South Korea. I did a deployment to Iraq, South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia. With my husband, I lived in Austin, Texas, and Olympia, Washington. Ex-husband, sorry. So I've been all over the place. And actually, I think it's kind of a good sign that part of my personality is coming back a little bit. So like, I want to explore that and see what happens, you know? So I hope you enjoyed my second video. I am learning how to edit. Please be patient with me. Please subscribe below, like it, or comment. What reasons are, you know, sound good to you? I don't know. Also, I'm kind of torn between 2 names. Is it Being Me RV, or is it Being Human RV? I can't really decide. There's something about the word human that really appeals to me, kind of like what I want to be, but I also want my audience to relate to it. So if I say Being Me, maybe you don't know who me is. If I say Being Human, do you relate to that more? So tell me what you think below in the comments, and I appreciate you watching. Have a good one.